This video is going to go through some of the process of the basic steps of creating the block that the piston and the crankshaft and connecting arm will operate within. So you see a picture of it on your screen at this moment. Of course, I keep looking over there. The camera's over here. My screen's over there. I'm going to move the dimension sheet over to that screen. I've got way too many screens. I'm getting older. It's hard to manage all these screens. Okay, you saw the base picture of it. Now we've got the dimensions in front of us. We have the let's look at the finished product again. We've got the block. Now looking at this, we're probably going to start off with a rectangle. We'll have to look at the dimension sheet to get those dimensions. Extrude it up. Got to create our component first. Let's not forget. Then we got to start whittling away at it to make the shapes that we need. So we're going to start off by creating the outer block. And we will take out this section where the crank arm, the shaft fits and extends out this way. Cut that section out. Then we'll probably, because the width of our block is probably going to be the full width, including these extensions out here. Well, what I did was create a sketch on the bottom that outlined what I wanted to trim away and extrude it up. Okay, so we would have this shelf out here created when we did that. We'd have this cut out. From the bottom, we could create this arc and cut it up to the height. Then from the top, draw out this shape, cut it down. And probably the last piece we would need then is to go create this sketch. Let's look at that sketch. You know what? I'm trying to remember how I did that. I bet that's just an offset of some nature with some lines trimmed away and then some lines added to fill it out. I believe if you look at your diagram, it's going to be about 1/2 inch on the offset. Don't hold me to that. Go look at the diagram. I could be wrong because I'm working from memory. And that would create the block. Of course, we got to add some fillets on the edges here, things of that nature, but nothing too complicated. Let's go look at our dimension sheet. There it is. And let's look at what I got. Well, that initial rectangle. I don't give you the full width. Okay, don't make the mistake and make the width 5.25 inches because that would be incorrect. And your dimensions would be off. And when we go to assemble it, it wouldn't work. We've got a dimension here, though, that'll work for us. So we'd have to work out what this is. We've got the height. We know how tall these shelves are. We know the cutout here with the crank arm. We've got a radius here. We've got a distance from the center point to this edge. We've got the full width here. So if we cut the center point, we could determine how far from this line of center points. Okay, half of the 2.75 across here. And this is 1.25. That gives us our angle that we would connect. We know how far these overhangs are. We know the width of this arc. We know the width of this section. Do we know the height of this section? We know the height of this section. So that should allow us to calculate the height of this section. Here's our radius on these corners for our fillets. I think you got quite a bit of information here, just a few things that you're going to need to calculate. So once again, draw your base rectangle, extrude it up. When I did these models, what I've left for you as I go through this were my initial attempts. Okay. I hadn't done this prior to uh, creating these, and I decided not to go back and rework them and try and perfect them. Left them with my first attempts. Uh, you'll see on the screenshot here, I've actually got two sketches that were unnecessary at the end, and I've removed them, but I didn't what I did there, but I didn't delete the sketches just to show that there is trial and error going through this process. Um, so there's my initial sketch. Extrude the block to the height. The next sketch is on the front face, and it creates this shape that we cut out here. Let's go ahead and look at that real quick. Edit sketch. That's not where I wanted to be. Oh no, I'm sorry. That next sketch trimmed out those bottom sections and created our arms. I've skipped a sketch. Here's the sketch back here that has the drawing and the cutout that I just extruded across the um, width of the design there. This sketch creates the cutout on the top and extruded down to cut away the material. This sketch was the uh, bottom, the extrusion out the back. There's the sketch that cuts the arc up through. That's where the piston is going to fit. That has to be perfect. And that's pretty much the process for the block. That's all you get, and best of luck.